Alright, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today's moto vlog is going to be about riding on the freeway. Riding a motorcycle on the freeway is kind of a really daunting thing, but it's just so necessary, you kind of have to do it. Hopefully I can make it onto the freeway from here. But anyways, it's just like, I live in California, and to get anywhere in California, you have to go on the highway. It's just like a fact of life. I mean, I don't know how people like own Honda Groms in Southern California. Like own and ride Honda Groms and expect to go anywhere, or own scooters. Because even on my little XT250, it's just too much to expect that little bike to like go anywhere. Like this right here. This is a real trap. But anyways, like, as you can tell, I'm not on my XT250, I'm on my brother's R3, and he's riding my XT because he's doing, he's shooting guns out in the desert, around the hills, so he decided to take my bike and ride out there in the dirt. And I'm like, well, I gotta go to lunch with a buddy, so let me go ahead and take the R3, and he was like, okay. So, riding on the highway is it's a scary thing to do at first. Because, you know, when you're in a car going 70 miles an hour, you know, it feels like you're not moving, you know, it's all relative. You are in your car and you're going 0 miles per hour and you see things moving by really quickly out of your windows. But on a motorcycle, your space of relativity is super small. It's your handlebars, it's just your bike, you know. There's nothing else. You can literally see the ground moving underneath you. And it's a lot to take in, but it's just like learning how to drive your car the first time anyways. Of course, you know, there's a lot to take in, it's a new experience, but you just have to figure out what you can tune out and then what you really have to pay attention to. And riding a motorcycle, it's like that times 1,000. You can't be changing the radio station or doing anything like that on a motorcycle. You can only focus on riding. And you know, the crazy thing about riding a motorcycle is the littlest things can take you off of it. So if there's debris on the road, like say there's a piece of plywood or a 2x4, you know, or a shredded tire, your car is just gonna go right over that. But if you hit that sucker on a bike, you're toast, man. You're gonna hit it. It's gonna turn it's gonna crank your handlebars in a certain direction, and you're gonna be hard pressed to maintain control of your vehicle. So really, with the motorcycle, you really have to be paying attention to what's going on. And I know that seems really dumb, but you can't be distracted when you're riding a motorcycle on the highway, especially in California, because there are so many bad drivers out there. There's so much traffic. There's so much, you know, people aren't paying attention and people aren't looking, you know, where you're going to be. The great thing about California is you can lane split. So if traffic is really bad, or I find myself in a situation that is not favorable as a motorcyclist, I can just go ahead and go in between two lanes of traffic and be out of that situation in no time. But you know, I'm glad I'm not on my little XT right now, because the XT is a slow bike. It struggles to maintain 70 miles an hour versus this bike where I can get up to 80, I can get up to 85, I can get up to 90 if I want to, and I can do it pretty quickly. It's not super fast or anything like that, but I can get moving. I can move faster than the speed of traffic. So when it comes to actually getting onto the freeway, you want to do it with some hustle. You know, you don't want to be one of those people who's getting on to the freeway going 20 miles less than the speed of traffic. You want to be going the speed of traffic on the on-ramp. So, I mean, you got to give it some go. You got to pin it to win it. And when you're getting on, you want to have your head on the swivel. You want to have your eyes looking forward. You want to see what's a quarter mile ahead of you, and you also want to see what traffic you're going to be getting into. So you're going to be wanting to turn your head, look, you know, head check, shoulder check, do whatever you can, use everything available to you. to get into traffic safely, because there are going to be people who aren't seeing you. So use your mirrors, use your head check, you know, make sure you signal properly, and when you're changing lanes, signal, look at your mirror, go over your head, and then go and be quick about it. Like, because it's when you're dilly-dallying in one spot that you're gonna find yourself, like, you're gonna get screwed. You're gonna get screwed because you're no longer looking ahead of you. You're no longer, you know, focusing on that window of opportunity, you know, because it's over. You know, that person ahead of you is gonna hit their brakes and you're gonna plow straight into the back of them. And really, if you're not 100% confident on your motorcycle, you shouldn't be riding, you shouldn't be lane splitting, you shouldn't be riding on the freeway. You should ease into it. Because when you ride on the highway, and when you're going 70 plus miles an hour, you should have complete control of your bike. Your bike should be an extension of your body. This road's pretty bumpy right here. It should be an extension of your body, and you should know how your bike is going to handle in adverse conditions. Because it's going to get you killed, you know? And you always want to be checking your mirrors, you always want to be head checking, and, you know, riding on the highway is the quickest place to get anywhere, and it's a real playground for motorcyclists. But just stay safe. And if you're going to lane split, if you do live in California, you know, one of the things that's going to be a real danger to you is other lane splitters. Like, if people are lane splitting next to you, you know, you want to check that lane split. You want to check that the space in between those two lanes is open, because an accident can happen if somebody's splitting 80, 90 miles an hour faster, or 80 or 90 miles per hour, and you're hanging out at like 70 in the carpool lane, like not ready to split, and you suddenly, you know, go out and block a lane splitter, or you pull out in front of a lane splitter, and you're dooming the both of you, you know, because he's gonna hit you, you're gonna fall, he's gonna fall, and you're probably both gonna get run over. So, you know, lane split at a safe speed, always head check, always use your mirrors, always signal, because, you know, that's the kind of stuff that's gonna save your life. And, you know, you have to have that spatial awareness. You have to be conscious of what's around you at all times. And really, you have to anticipate people, because, you know, people are fat, dumb, and happy, and they're not paying attention. So you have to be the one paying attention. Like, for example, you know, we've been going 70 plus miles an hour this entire time, and it's hard for me to motovlog and split lanes and go through traffic at the same time, because, you know, I'm an experienced rider. I can say that I'm pretty experienced, but, you know, even as an experienced rider, I still have to keep my head on a swivel. I still have to make sure I follow all the rules, and I watch out for all the signs that might happen, you know, because everybody's out here to kill you. There are people who just aren't paying attention, people who don't shoulder check, and I just want to keep you guys safe. And these are some of the lessons that I've had to learn the hard way. And another thing is, you know, your bike has pretty much the same stopping capability as, you know, as the people that you're riding with, as the same people as in traffic with you. So you got to remember, if they're braking and you're going 10 miles per hour faster than them, you gotta really give it, you gotta really hit the brakes, and you really have to know how to control your bike, because you can fall, you can panic brake, lock up your wheels, and then skid and lay it down and not even hit anyone. So really, there's a ton of stuff to watch out for, and if you don't know how your bike performs at high speeds or above freeway speeds, or braking at freeway speeds, or if you haven't practiced agility movements, accident avoidance, then you should really practice those things before you hop onto a busy highway. Because those are the things that'll get you killed, and those are the tools in your tool belt that you really need to have before you actually hop on the freeway. Because I really want you guys to, you know, stay safe. And, you know, the R3 has enough highway power. It has enough highway power to get you where you need to go, and to lane split and to keep up with California traffic. But I do wish it was a little bit faster, you know what I'm saying? I wish it was fast enough to, you know, as soon as you hit the throttle, you're getting that, you know, you're getting that instant response, versus this, where if you're at 70 miles per hour and you pin it, you know, it's going to take you a little bit to get up to 85, 90 miles an hour. And of course there are going to be people out there who say, no, and there's no real reason why you need to be going 90 miles per hour when the speed limit or the speed of traffic is going 70. And it's like, well, if you need to avoid someone who's got road rage, or you need to avoid someone who's, you know, weaving in and out of traffic, or someone who's not paying attention, or someone who's, you know, about to run into you because they don't head check, you need that instant power to get out of that spot, to avoid that collision. And the great thing about motorcycles is they have that speed and agility to get out of bad situations. But with this little bike, with the Yamaha R3, with the Yamaha XC250, they're just a little bit too small to expect that real speed to get out of trouble. They have the agility, and if they have a confident rider in the saddle, they can do some really great things. But once again, you have to know the capabilities of your, you know, of your bike, and you have to know your ability as a rider. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword riding a motorcycle in California. You can either save yourself a ton of time and save yourself a ton of money. You can save yourself a ton of money and a ton of time by riding, because, you know, I'm getting 60 miles to the gallon going 70 miles an hour, and I'm able to split traffic, and I'm able to, you know, move really quickly through the highways and freeways. But, you know, it is a gamble, because it is dangerous. There are people who are looking for you, and, you know, you can get hit, or if you're not paying attention, you can get punished for not paying attention. So really, like, if you're gonna commute, if you're gonna go long distances on motorcycles, like, get a highway capable bike. Is the XC250 a highway capable bike? No. It's just too slow. It struggles to go 70 miles an hour, versus, like, right here, the speed of traffic is going like 77. Is the R3 a capable bike on the highway? Yes. Yes, it's very capable. I mean, like, I'm able to keep up with traffic. I can go up to 80, 90 miles an hour if I need to, but it just doesn't have that instant speed that you really need when you're riding in California. But as for a beginner bike, it's super agile. It's very responsive when it comes to braking, and you're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to get in trouble for going like 120, 130 miles per hour because you lose track of your throttle. Like, because speed is a contagious thing, and, you know, with this open road ahead of me, like, part of me just wants to mash it and see how fast this thing can go. And honestly, like, if I had a faster bike, I'd probably do it. But this R3, it kind of keeps me in check. You know, it's the perfect commuter bike if you're just commuting. Like, I'm going 80 miles an hour for about an hour or so. I mean, it's no big deal. It's a great little bike. I'm having a good time on it. And, you know, like, I know what it's capable of, and I know what I'm capable of. So I'm not going to push myself or the bike past its limits. And for the same reasons, I wouldn't push the XC250 to try to go 80 miles per hour, because one, it's uncomfortable, and two, it's dangerous. You know, so that's why I like riding. That's why I'm doing the riding on the freeway bit. You know, on my road bike. You know, riding on the freeway is really fun. You know, you get to see the world in a different way. You get to go to places really quickly. But it is dangerous. It's dangerous on a motorcycle. It's dangerous in comparison to riding in a car, or driving a truck, or, you know, taking the bus. But, you know, I get a lot of joy. I get a lot of joy out of riding a motorcycle and out of commuting on a motorcycle. You know, because I'm in California, the weather's pretty fair year round. But also because, like, it's cool. It's cool to see. It's cool to see the world and to be able to experience it, you know, while you're in the elements. It's cool. It's just really cool. But the biggest tips that I can give you, if you're a new rider, trying to, go onto the freeway, practice your obstacle avoidance, practice your hard braking, make sure you're on point with your head checks, your mirror checks, your, everything, your spatial awareness, and, make sure you know how to handle yourself and what to look for. But yeah, speaking of what to look for, you always want to keep your eyes up. So you're going to get into some trouble by not looking at your speedometer, but there have been times where, I've seen like an 8-foot ladder in a lane of traffic, and, I've had to swerve to avoid it, or I've had to drive in the shoulder to avoid it, because that stuff happens. People don't secure their loads, and you get into trouble. And it's easy to get into trouble if if you have your head down, you're not paying attention, but you have to be constantly scanning for anything and anyone that'll take you off of your bike. So look out for road debris. Make sure you pick the lane position that's going to give you the most amount of exits and the most amount of visibility. And always make sure you head check your mirrors, you signal before you move over. And I always ride with protection. I always ride with full gear, and I hope you guys do too, because if you're falling at 80 miles per hour, you're falling at 80 miles per hour, and someone's probably going to hit you at 80 miles per hour. So protect yourself, be smart, and just ride safe, guys. If you have any other tips or tricks for riding on the freeway, just feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for oh my god, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. Peace out.